Listen, man, it's been great. It's been a great playoffs, but now we down to the nitty and the gritty. All right, ain't no more doubt, ain't no more questions. We know who in the finals. We're gonna talk about this game 1 matchup between the Denver Nuggets, the best team in the NBA, versus the ultimate underdogs, the number 8 seed that fought their way all the way through the Eastern Conference and the Miami Heat. We're gonna talk about these two teams, man, and how this game 1 is gonna go right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, now, Steve O, it's your boy Big Bro. We got Steve O Speaks in the building. Y'all already know what it is, NBA Central. If you like what you're hearing and seeing, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. Just don't hit that exit button. We all good over here. You dig. Man, Steve O, man, we've been waiting on this.
Yo, for sure.
We've been waiting on this. You know, it's a lot of people talking about, oh, it's going to be boring. Oh, I don't want to watch the finals that don't got LeBron James in it, or Kevin Durant in it, or Jason Tatum in it. And I say, shut up. You're not a real basketball fan. You're not a real basketball fan, folks. Just be honest. If you don't like basketball, just say that. All right? You like players. That's all it is to it.
Bro.
You don't like the sport, you just like the people. And that's cool. If that's the type of basketball fan you are, you chilling, you're not gonna watch the finals, go watch baseball or something else. You dig?
Bro, that's not for you.
It ain't for you. But for us who love basketball, those of us who enjoy seeing a 7-foot player average a triple double throughout the entire playoffs, those who like watching the underdog take out the supposed favorite in the East or one of the favorites in the East on the road, that's why we here. You did.
Bro.
That's why we here tonight. We are going to be seeing history in the making. In terms of Denver, they've never won a championship. This is their first time as a team in the history of their franchise making it to the finals. And then you also have the Miami Heat, who as a franchise have made it to the finals like 20% of their existence, bro. In 35 years, these guys have made it to the finals 7 times.
Yep.
7 times, bro.
Yeah, I like you've been saying, like, if you're in a fan of basketball, I guess you don't understand this series. I don't know if you like you said, watch tennis, go watch boxing, them in the one-on-one sports that you go do that. But this is a team sport, and this is about to be a team type of series, and that's what we want. Well, the best team is going to win, and I feel like that's going to be Denver. Like I don't think it's going to be a slouch, but I just don't think when it comes to this team, Denver just coming in with a different type of mentality. It's funny to say that both teams feel slighted. They both feel slighted. You got an eighth seed coming in that nobody expected to be here. They done willed their way all the way here, and then you got a team that's been in the top of the seed in their conference the whole entire year and in the playoffs, and people still didn't want to give them their respect nor admiration. And then they put a lot of pressure on them. It's a lot of pressure because it's his first appearance. They've been saying, "Hey, you can't win 2 to 3 MVPs, and you ain't seen the finals yet." Now he's seeing the finals, so it, it's crazy because I got to ask you this question real quick because I got asked this question early today. They said, when it comes to this, who if they win this final over Jimmy or Joker, which one means the most?
So it's a couple of things. First, for Joker, man, like we saw this happen before. We've seen this happen with
Mhm.
everybody, all the way back to Michael Jordan, right? Like Mike can't win the big one. Then he finally did. Everybody shut up. Then there's the same thing with Dirk Nowitzki. Oh, he too soft. Then he won a championship. Everybody shut up. As recently as Giannis Antetokounmpo, he finally won one. Now everybody shut up, man. And B gonna have to win one for people to think that he's as good as he is. And the same thing is with Joker. Like he's been showing up, obviously, right? Like he puts up the numbers. He didn't have his best players since the bubble. He finally got a healthy team. I think it's going to mean a lot for Joker to win that championship in terms of him being the MVP of the league back-to-back years and really could have, should have, whichever way you want to say it, won it again this year and got the first player since Larry Bird to win it. What up, V-Dog? We see you, Brody. To win it 3 times in a row. It would mean a lot. Now for Jimmy, man, like, whoa, this would mean, to me, it would mean so much more just considering what they had to overcome as a team to get here. to end up in the finals after they were down by double digits late in the game in the last play-in game when they knocked out the Chicago Bulls to this. You know, they were on the brink of not even going to the playoffs to the doggone finals. Man, honestly, it's even for me. It's gonna mean
That's what I was about to say. It's
it's gonna
pretty much
mean
equal. It's
it's gonna
equal
mean yeah.
because it's like if is when Jimmy lose, it's like dang, you made it all the way here. This is second time losing. They gonna hold that against you. And then you look at Joker, he really can't afford to lose this. You didn't finally made it to the finals, and then you decided you gonna lose to an AFC. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just bad on both sides. But like I said, like you just excellently put, it means the same. It almost means the same. It's very equal. They both mean a lot. They both went through a lot. They both then went through the struggles. It's a little bit story's a little bit different. Joker is the one that's the more traditional route. Second round. They both late picks. Joker is extremely late though. He was in the second round.
And
Um,
Jimmy was the last pick of the first round.
And Jimmy the last pick of the first round. And Jimmy the one that jumped from team to team. People didn't think he was that guy. So that's really his story. He done made himself that guy and put his team and willed some not so great of talented teams to the finals twice. So that's his story. And then you look at Joker's story, hey, to the common world, just a facts Serbian kid that nobody knew about that was awkward and he became an MVP. Then people still didn't take him serious. He became MVP again. People started hating, say he ain't really that good. And then he went on a tear in the playoffs, had a Dirk moment, some Dirk moments, and it. That's why I like NBA, and this is why I be like people that says more. It's stories. It's stories. Everything's about stories when it comes to entertainment. It's too many
Yes.
storylines, and you gotta love
Yes.
it that way.
And you know what's one storyline that needs to be discussed? And we see y'all BLJ, the general, in the building, V
Gang.
Dog, gang with the Shy Boys podcast. Appreciate you. Congratulations to, like, I guess we could say our niece for graduating from high school
Bro.
today. And then we got Jacob Capone, the Don. What up, Cuddy? Dion Allen say Nuggets in 5. We see you, Brody. And
Bro.
BLJ say Denver wins game 115 to 105. But one of the storylines for this one right here, Steve-O, is it's something got to give today. The Miami Heat have not lost a game one on the road in the playoffs yet. Denver hasn't lost a home game in the playoffs yet. So we're not gonna give our predictions yet, but something got to give tonight, bro. And it's like,
Yeah.
which one? Which one? Because it's like, okay, well, we know that Miami just played 3 days ago, right? V Dog, we will not be live calling the game tonight. It's a family celebration over with C Dub and his family, the baby that graduated from high school. So
Bro.
we're doing this pregame. We're gonna jump back in at halftime, and we're gonna jump back in the post game. But
Bro.
anyhow, you got that situation right where Miami just played and they've been playing well on the road throughout the playoffs, and Denver's been off for 9 days, brother. Is the rust?
Yep.
What's gonna happen? Is it gonna be too much rust? Is the crowd gonna get these guys energetic, or is Miami gonna do what they've been doing all playoffs and go in and take one on the road? I'm excited today, boy. I am excited.
Yep, they going in Denver. That's one story they put out there. We got another story they talk about. Hey, these teams got some beef. These
Mm-hmm.
teams got some beef. Y'all don't know if y'all remember the whole I forget. Is it
Marquise
Marcus?
Morris,
Is it
one of the
Markeith?
Morris.
I forget. It was one of the Morris twins. We talked about it in the past where everybody spoke on it. We felt like it was a cheap shot, and Big Serbia got his ass back. That's just what it is. You don't turn your back on us for Serbia. You don't know what they got. You don't know. You don't do no cheap shit like that and then expect nothing to happen. And then we know how Jimmy got super animated, like meet me in the back, get deep there, let's go, let's get down. So hey, I expect to see some intense moments in this game tonight and throughout the series.
Oh yeah.
Shit, we got Drip Central in the building. Oh, bro.
What's going on, fellas?
What's the
What's
word?
good?
So we're just talking about some of the underlying storylines that's going on with this here series. We mentioned the fact that neither team has lost. Well, Miami hasn't lost a game one on the road in the playoffs so far. Denver hasn't lost at home in the playoffs so far. So something got to give. And then they have a little bit of history with Joker and the Morris twin situation a couple of years ago or last year when the team was waiting outside the locker room like this. They was from 79th and they was ready to throw hands. And then you got a situation where Joker, man, he's just proving that he deserves all the accolades that he already has, being one of the best statistical players in the history of the NBA. For people who were saying this series is going to be boring before we start making our predictions.
Series is never gonna be boring. I mean, if you're looking for it to go the length, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I mean, listen, you got two teams, one that's fiery, the other with Denver is finally trying to get over that hump that's eluded them for the last 3 seasons. It's not gonna be boring. Like, I mean, for people who I don't know what you're looking for. For the actual people who watch basketball, enjoy the game and the chess match that is basketball, this is gonna be an excellent series.
And speaking of the chess match, that's the next storyline that we could discuss.
Bro,
Coach
that's like
Eric
5.
Spoelstra. Yes, sir. But Coach Eric Spoelstra versus Jedi Mind Tricks Mike Malone. Mike Malone has had a lot to say throughout these playoffs in his pressers. And you know Eric Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra was raised by Pat Riley, so to speak. So he's been cool and calm under pressure.
So you know he got the cojones. You know he got
the
the stuff to go
cojones.
say. He not don't say nothing about my team though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for sure. I'm definitely see. It's really gonna be a chess match. I could kind of say like this has been the most team oriented type series I've seen in a long time. Where I'm going to see a lot of team oriented things. I'm gonna see the battle of the coaches for real. I'm real excited because, like I said in the previous pod, I feel like this is some of the best I've seen Mike Malone coach. He's been on his heels, or everybody heels, every single game. It's almost like he on that LeBron. He know what you gonna do. He know your plays. He know my plays from throwback. So I'm ready for everything. And he one thing, like I said, one thing they was questioning about him is his reactions to what certain things happen. He been quick with it. He been real quick with it. So and Eric Spoelstra has been doing the same thing. So I'm just excited to see that for sure.
Oh yeah, it's about to go down, and now we could talk about the players, especially tonight, right? We know that Denver's coming off a week and a half of rest. We know that Miami had to grind out a 7-game series versus a good Boston team. So, what are we expecting tonight from our players? Starting with the Denver Nuggets.
I mean, the Denver, considering Miami had to go 7 games, the Denver Nuggets have been resting. They're in Denver, taking advantage of that altitude. We need to see them come out and push the pace. I don't want to see them go anything like a damn Mike D'Antoni team or anything like that, but they need to play the solid defense so then they can get out and transition naturally and take advantage, like to see really what Miami. You got to test Miami this first game. You got to see what's going to be.
And what do you think? What are you thinking about Miami tonight, a big dog?
Hey man, if Miami, I hope y'all. First of all, I hope you well conditioned. I hope you well conditioned, but just
we know they're well conditioned.
No, it's different though. But it's time to dig deep. And to be honest, this probably got to be your most sharpest when it comes to offense and defense. Got to be your sharpest you have ever been this series. I know it's hard to be. You're most fatigued. You got injured players everywhere. You might have a Tyler Hero coming in. I'm actually kind of. I wouldn't say scared, but I'm actually kind of, I don't know, concerned to see if they going to intertwine him with things because that could mess up a lot of things because I feel like they're a bad basketball team without him.
Before you finish that, they're saying that Tyler is hopeful to return. Woj just saying that he's hopeful to return for game 2 of the finals. So I don't think we're going to see him tonight.
I don't want to see him at all, but that's another story. But yeah, I just feel like they got to be their sharpest. Eric got to be quick. Once he noticed something, he got to be quick with it. There's been times where I've seen throughout multiple, especially in the Boston series, when things was happening, he just let them figure it out. And then there's times where he's quick with it. Like even in the last game, when it was time, they was up 15 and they made 1-3. He said timeout. You just gotta be quick like that. So I'm paying attention to everything on both sides.
And honestly, like I know for a fact that Mike Malone is not gonna pull the coach from Boston. If Jimmy get hot, he's gonna double that dude. You're not gonna let that man get off.
Nobody has done that yet.
Yeah, not yet throughout the playoffs. I don't see Denver allowing Jimmy to just go off the way that he did against Milwaukee, the way he was doing against New York before he got hurt, and the way he was doing against Boston for the first 3 games of that series.
Mark my words. If Jimmy starts to go off, you will see a Reggie Jackson appearance. Mark my words.
Real quick, what do y'all think about what Jay Williams had to say about Jimmy Butler today when he said that he hasn't seen a player carry a team like this to the finals ever? And then he doubled down and said that Jimmy Butler is more difficult to guard than LeBron and KD.
Drip.
Again for me.
So Jay Williams today on I think it was First Take, he said that Jimmy Butler was the first player that he's ever seen carry a team like this, a team like the Miami Heat to the finals. And then he doubled down
I saw that.
and said that he's harder to guard than KD and LeBron. And we got you, V Dog. We're gonna answer your question, V Dog, but go ahead.
Jay Williams is good at exaggerating. Here's what I say. I don't think we have seen somebody carry a team like this, made up of almost fully undrafted players. That to that degree is correct. I think they said there's only 2 players on this roster that were actually drafted by the Miami Heat. So I think in that sense, it's definitely correct. But to say he's more unguardable than KD, bro, Jay Williams be smoking. Like, hey, listen, that motorcycle accident messed up his head a little.
Listen, and in the technical sense, you're absolutely right about the undrafted team. But I don't think Jimmy Butler carried them, at least the way that last series went. Like I think he had a lot more help than, let's say, Iverson had back in 2001. He had a lot more help than LeBron had back in 2007 with Caleb Martin going off in those last 4 games the way he did. So I don't know if they could say that Jimmy carried them at least through the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up AI, that series, them couple series in Cleveland with LeBron, and I was going to bring up Dirk. Mm-hmm. And I understand people bring up they had Hall of Famers. I get it, but like they was past their prime at that though.
That's still a difference. Like those are still, even Dirk at his, when he did do that, Dirk was one of the greatest players, and even then still had a almost unstoppable shot. Like to me, you can't put Jimmy in that same category. Because of that, that's why I may look at it a little bit more than that. And AI's goddamn generational player. So like Jimmy isn't that. Like Jimmy's a damn good player, and don't get me wrong, top 20 player in the NBA for sure, probably top 15. But we're talking about those 2 players are players that first ballot Hall of Famers every single.
I mean, that's why we saying like it's levels to this shit. Like he's just not one of those people.
He's not. I just don't think that this is I think it's a prisoner of the moment type situation again that happens a lot in the playoffs. You kind of forget what happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So Samir 60 was good, my guy.
Yeah, I pretty much compare it to another sport. It's like the Cam Newton year to me.
Mm-hmm. It's like his MVP year.
Yeah, both of those finals, like his final, the Bubbles final and his finals appearance was just very similar to the Cam year. He just willed them there.
So V Dog said for y'all, his question for us is whichever team wins, do y'all think this changes the way other teams go about roster building? And V Dog, honestly, every team is going to have to go about roster building differently because of the new CBA. But these teams have a lot of unsung heroes. If I think that's where he's going with this, the way Miami just goes and picks players that fit their scheme as opposed to going after big names. And Denver's the same way. Nobody wanted Michael Porter Jr. coming out of college because of his back injuries. Nobody even knew who Jokic was. You get what I'm saying? Jamal Murray, he was good at.
We still don't know who that is because that's not his name.
His name ain't Jokic.
Jokic,
oh, my bad. Jokic.
I'm just funny. I mean, a lot of people say that.
It's all good. Jokic, Joker. I'm gonna start calling him Joker. But anyhow, Jamal Murray was all right coming out of Denver, but a lot of executives didn't have him turning into this. So maybe that's what V Dog is going to. The hardest path to finals was AI in 2001. A lot of people can argue that's fact too, my guy. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it changes the way other teams go about roster building. But I do know that this new CBA is going to force them to build their rosters differently anyway.
I think that's the biggest thing. They're going to prioritize development anyway, but this also is a good reason to show why development is necessary. Like, be smart, right? And that's something that we talked about before. It's just about being a smart front office. Sometimes it's not always about having the high draft picks. It's about being smart, being diligent. Like taking risks, yeah, but taking calculated risks. That's how I think it's going to change the NBA, because what this has shown is that, hey, Jimmy's done it. Technically, some people don't even view Jimmy as a superstar. We got a team that made it through the play-in with not a single superstar on the roster. Mm-hmm. And we have rosters with 2 superstars that they couldn't make it out the first round. So I think when it comes to it, it's all about roster construction. It's about being smart in who you have and building your roster with a purpose, because that money, that ability to just go into the luxury taxes, some teams like the Lakers, I think they're never going to worry about it. They're going to pay whatever tax they have to pay. It's going to be what it's going to be. But for most of the teams, the realistic teams, you're going to have to now be smarter about the way that you build.
And that's why I was heading to. It's all about, it depends on where you at. Like the big markets teams, they're not going to worry about that because they always going to have money rolling in, and they always gonna have interest no matter what. It's the people like Portland, the people like Denver, the people like that. They have to be smart because Milwaukee, they got to run into these generation players. And they have to
Mhm.
be smart with them. They realize what they had in Joke and they build around them correctly. Milwaukee, same thing. They went through their trial and error, found out what they needed. The LeBron effect, put nothing but shooters and defenders around them. Ring. You got to do it like that. And so I think, yeah, and to halfway answer your question, yeah, some teams maybe in the lower markets will look at teams like that and run it that way, but not every team will go that way. To be honest, some people go through the draft, some people go through free agency.
Hey man, we getting love all the way from Sweden today. Inte Nenensik is shouting us out from Sweden, saying, "Let's go Miami Heat." Smear 60, of course, we see you, my guy. We appreciate you for always supporting us over here. All right, man, it's almost time. It's almost time for us to just go ahead and talk about who we think gonna get this win tonight. Before I say that, I just saw a stat pop up on the screen that Jokic is the third player in NBA history to enter the finals, averaging a triple-double since Wilt did it in 67, and I think they had Magic doing it in 1982. Other than that, nobody has ever done what this man has done, and he's a center, bro. That's crazy.
Unorthodox center at that.
Right, because Wilt Chamberlain was a freak of nature, if you want to be honest.
Yeah.
Big, tall, athletic. He was winning Olympic type events.
Multiple. Does he have like 100 kids out there too?
bro.
He's a freak of nature in a few different ways.
He's definitely a freaky
I
freak.
should have known, but every time his eyebrow go up, you just know some foolishness.
Hey, he said he had 10,000 bodies or something like that, bro.
Yeah, something like that, bro. Like, hey, Wilt was out here catching bodies on the basketball court and off
I've
that
seen
court,
a
bro.
picture of him in the elevator, and I was like, that was the night.
Nah,
That was the night.
that fool kept penicillin in his back pocket.
For real. You ignorant, but
Well, the thing is, your body builds up a tolerance to penicillin if you get it too often. So that he had to be mixing it up. He was taking penicillin. He was taking something the next day. Hey, that's funny. Baka root, ginseng. Like he was taking all that.
Baka root,
not Baka root. Jesus.
And that mug choking to get that down, bro.
That is funny, bro. That's funny. I got Denver all day.
You got Denver
tonight? Matter of fact, I got Denver winning tonight by 5. That's how I'm not gonna say they're gonna blow them out by 5. I think they're gonna fill it. Denver, I think they're gonna go about the series like a boxing match. You know how like first couple rounds you filling out your opponent. And I think by halfway through game 2, beginning of game 3, they're gonna have it figured out to where Miami's just like, hey man, these niggas really playing, ain't they? Huh? Like that's how I feel like it's gonna go. So.
Bro, that liver punch hurt a little too hard, bro.
Hey, bro, you ever been punched in the liver?
Bro,
that ain't no joke.
Bro,
I've never. I hope I never do.
I know. I've seen it, and it's just like, bro, it's like the light switch go off in their legs. Like, it's
bro. When I was doing MMA, I got kneed in the liver one time, and I almost quit. I was like, you know what? I'm not even made for this, for real. Like,
I see, bro. The day I seen Brock Lesnar get kicked in the liver, drop, and then they say he almost died. I said, okay, yeah. Them liver shots for real.
I stubbed my toe and I don't even want to walk for the next 10 minutes. Y'all talking about getting punched in the liver? What's wrong with you?
Hey man, that ain't no joke, bro. Shout out though. I'm 6-4 in
that. That's why you be angry.
Yeah,
you're doing the MMA class.
I've been angry since I was 13 years
see.
old, bro.
You like getting punched in the face.
I literally told you I had to like thank God for therapy, bro. When I was growing up, my friends used to be like, "Hey, CJ, I bet you can't whoop his ass," and I'd go start a fight. Like I was crazy.
Listen, we were born angry. We're black men in America.
Thank God, your dad was a cop.
Listen, that sounds like a nice movie though. Like you was the
bully. Bro, I'm ready to strip down.
For no reason. Steve-O, who you got tonight, man? And give me your by how much?
Bro, Jimmy look crazy tonight. I don't know. Some telling me to pick Jimmy. He coming in with a crazy shirt. He coming in serious face. He ain't want to touch the trophy last game, man. Miami about to.
Bro, I cannot pick against Miami. I just can't do it. Not tonight. I'm not saying
they go get their ass with watch.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they're gonna win the series, bro. But like, we got a super uber focused Jimmy Butler right now. Like Jimmy Butler,
create a word
uber focused.
Oh,
he was like I think look how he was wearing his hair in them interviews that he been doing all week. That nigga look like he could fix a carburetor with his feet right now, bro.
That boy look like the first villain.
He is so focused right now. I don't know. Haize up to something though. He up to no good right now.
Bro, he typing in.
Jimmy Butler is so focused right now. I have a hard time. I think they still running off the adrenaline from that Boston series. It's not going to be a blowout or by any measures, but I'll say it like this: if Miami is within 12 points going into the fourth quarter, they're gonna mess around to win this game. That's just how I feel. So I'm picking the Heat to win game 1 tonight.
I mean, hey, listen, I'll say this. If Miami Heat can come into Denver and win game 1, it would honestly be one of the things that changed my whole outlook on how the series is going to go. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, Denver's more skilled. They're more talented. They're deeper. They're a better team, much better team overall. And Jimmy and the willpower of this Miami Heat team has been palpable the whole playoffs. And I'll tell you what, if they can come in, literally, if they can come in and still game run from Denver, my whole opinion on the series changes.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We're not gonna hold y'all. We all got about 30 minutes before the game start. Go get some food. Go spend some time with your kids, your girl, your wife, whatever. With these next 30 minutes.
Okay. Speaking of kids,
I was about to say something off the wall too. See, that was God telling me to calm
me
down.
too.
I was about to say
God, I had something ready.
I
had something ready.
God literally was like, "Haize, stop." That's what that was right there.
But no, man, spend some time with your family. We'll be back right here at halftime. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead with the post game with you guys. We appreciate y'all for your comments, your likes, your shares. BLJ, the General V-Dog. Smear60 says that one of the toughest guys in MMA history, Matt Brown, couldn't take a liver shot. It was his one weakness, basically. I think it's everybody's weakness.
I'm going to tell you this, bro. I would rather be kicked in the nuts than punched in the liver. I'm dead ass, and that's not even exact. I'm dead ass serious. Bro.
Is that bad?
I am dead ass
serious.
I've
seen some people convoke off a liver shot. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I would literally rather, if somebody was like, I'm either gonna kick you in your liver, or I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. I'd be like, kick me in the nuts.
That's a goddamn. I don't change this.
That's a crazy would you rather right there.
Getting kicked in the nuts is like 5 minutes you back good, right? At the most. Getting kicked in the liver, literally a week later, you'll still be like, God.
You definitely going to the hospital.
I think I got internal bleeding.
Oh Lord. I remember I saw Roy Jones Jr. punch somebody in the liver one time, and they weren't right after that. It was over with.
Boy, they face it's like their face got a glitch. They just be like,
ain't that how
get up?
Isn't that how Tank won that fight against Ryan Garcia?
Liver punch.
Garcia couldn't breathe. He admitted it. But all right, y'all. We're going to see y'all at halftime. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us over here at NBA Central. Hit us up at NBACentral@gmail.com. Follow us at NBA Central Pod on all of the platforms. Make sure y'all get that TikTok too. Bobby be putting in work over there. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us. We'll see y'all at halftime. Peace.
This has been a presentation